Harrison, Sam,
Here.
Ivy,
Here.
Dulara,
Yeah.
Ola, Johan,
Yeah.
Andrew,
Here.
Kelly, Rachel,
Here.
Margaret,
Here.
Ryan,
Here.
Shaylin, Andrew,
Here.
Emily,
Here.
Elena,
Here.
Sierra,
Here.
Devin,
Here.
Mark,
Here.
Ellie, Andy,
Here.
Joseph, Corey.
Here.
Thank you, Hannah. Since the minutes were sent out last week, is there a motion? Margaret?
I move to approve the reading. I move to waive reading of the minutes.
There's a motion on the table to waive the reading of the minutes. Is there a second? Second by Shay. Questions to the wording? Discussion? All in favor? Please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Margaret?
I move to approve the minutes.
There's a motion on the table to approve the minutes. Seconded by Rachel. Questions to the wording? Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Great. Thank you so much for those minutes. They looked really fabulous. All right. We are now moved into public comments. So are there any public comments from any council members, judiciary, or anyone in the audience? Shaylin.
I'd like to publicly shame Mark Kadushin for not sending.
You took it off my Facebook. We're done.
No, I still need it. I still need your facts, and I still need the website stuff. So I still need it.
We will refer your request to Andrew with the shaming committee. And sorry, Mark, but apparently Shaylin needs those photos. Mark.
You called me and I took them off the internet. That information, I thought we were good on all that.
Okay, so we're going to blame it on technological issues. And Andrew, if you could shame the technology, that would be fabulous. Any other public comments?
That's not very efficient. But...
Any other public comments? Seeing none, we will move into financial matters. And Kelly with the grant report.
On behalf of the Grants Committee, I move to allocate $234 from quarter 4 with the 2-week waiver to the Management 100 group.
There's a motion on the table to allocate $234 from quarter 4 to Management 100 group with a 2-week waiver. Is there a second? Seconded by Devin. Questions to the wording? Discussion.
So this was actually put in by Ivy, so she's here to speak to it. Basically, this was an event that already happened. It was a dodgeball tournament / game that they wanted reimbursement for, and Ivy, if you want to talk about it.
We had 6 teams. The winning team, we had 6 teams, and they came out to play us last month, and we raised money for Stand Up for Kids Worcester, which is an organization who deals with homeless children. And we just wanted reimbursement for the dodgeball and for the gift card for the winners.
Is there any other discussion about this? All right, seeing none, we will move into voting. So all in favor of allocating $234 to this Management 100 group, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Abstentions? Ivy? All right, motion passes. Kelly?
On behalf of the Grants Committee, I move to allocate $368 from quarter 4 and $200 from the advocacy to Cusper.
There's a motion on the table to allocate $368 from quarter 4 and $200 from the advocacy fund to Cusper. Is there a second? Seconded by Ivy. Questions to the wording? Discussion. Kelly?
So their original request was for $732, or no, it was for $768. And they're asking for money to cover the costs of having Noah Chomsky speak as well as Heidi Epstein, who's speaking this week. They asked for money, $368 to cover police details, which we are recommending to fund, and then they asked for $400 for honorarium for Mrs. Epstein. Honorarium has to come to the advocacy fund, which we thanks to Andrew. And since the advocacy fund is very low, we are recommending to allocate $200 to cover that cost. Is anyone here from Cusper? So that's it.
Any other discussion?
If someone was here from Cusper, an honorarium is money that you give to a speaker when they've already agreed to speak. So it's like extra. It's not a speaker speak. If the person would still speak if you didn't give them money, that's an honorarium. Otherwise, it's not. So I don't know if they know that, but I actually need it.
Kelly?
Well, the reason why we're saying it's honorarium is because that's what they labeled it as. So whether or not they knew that's what they are requesting money for, and so therefore we kind of have to do.
Any other discussion? All right, seeing none, we will move into voting. All in favor of giving $368 from quarter four and $200 from advocacy to Cusper, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Kelly?
On behalf of the grants committee, I move to allocate $500 from quarter four with a food waiver to the Entrepreneurship Capstone Group.
There's a motion on the table to allocate $500 from quarter four with a food waiver to the Entrepreneurial Capstone Clause. Is there a second? Seconded by Rachel. Questions, the wording, discussion. Kelly?
So this original request was for $750, but we are recommending to cover $500 of it, and all three of the group is here too. We can talk more about what is going to be.
So, hey everyone, it's good to see you all. So, in fact, this is my two business partners, Amanda Vincent and Song Kim. We are part of the Innovation Entrepreneurship Capstone Group, and we are working to open a frozen yogurt business that is completely organic, and all of our materials come from really high quality parts to it, I guess, like yogurt and sugar and everything. And we set up an event about social entrepreneurship during finals time. It's actually going to be way before finals. It's on the 30th, and it's going to be a speaker, our professor, to talk about the Innovation Entrepreneurship Department, as well as a frozen yogurt sampling with us. We'll also be doing a delivery service during finals, where we will be able to accept credit card or money for our frozen yogurt, which all the money will be going towards a social entrepreneurial organization based in South Korea that helps give women small microcredit loans to start their own businesses, and the other part goes to the organization Mothers Against Drunk Driving. We are the director of the Innovation Entrepreneurship Department used to be affiliated with. Do you guys want to say anything else?
And Mike?
Two questions. How are you taking credit cards?
We won $2,000 in small business software from the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Department for our idea, and part of that we won a credit card machine to do so. Fuck.
That's hard, but depends on you. So when someone swipes their card, this doesn't need to be discussed before. Talk about it afterwards.
Yep.
And then second of all,
Our advisor would just be our professor, Stephen Rothschild. And we're also registering our event. We have the location secured for Lurie at 7 o'clock on the 30th, and we're securing our final date. The flavors we'll be offering during finals are Dolce di Leche, Nutella, strawberry, and raspberry.
Sounds delicious.
We also have a website as well if you want to check out that.
Is there any other discussion from any of the other members of the group or Billy or council members? Sam?
How much would be, like, you asked for, I believe, $750, we're giving you like $250 less.
So we've done a similar sale that will happen that we've done already. We've done a few events so far that have all come out of our pocket, and we've sold out in the first 30 minutes. So the more we can get, the better, but $500 just means we'll have to scale how much we're able to produce. And we could probably, I don't know, how long do you think we could last on $500? I don't want to make any strong predictions of how many days we can continue selling, but I have a strong feeling it will go pretty fast.
Yeah.
Because
Our
everything
original.
people have swarmed in and sold it way before our productive times, so. It just means that the duration of the selling period would be slightly shorter. And
Kelly?
Yeah, and the only reason why we went down to $500 is because of the estimates of prices. Since this is like the first time we've done on this big of a scale, all the prices are estimates, and so we felt more comfortable with $500 than $50. But we fully support that.
Thank you. That answers my question.
Any other discussion? All right, seeing none, we're going to move into voting. So all in favor of allocating $500 from Quarter 4 to the Capstone House for the Soul Go project, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Kelly?
We have the grants committee. I move to allocate $484 from Quarter 4 to the Capstone.
There's a motion on the table to allocate $468 from Quarter 4 to Found Sound. Is there a second? Seconded by Rachel. Questions to wording, discussion. Kelly?
So this is another class project. They originally asked for $600. Basically, they're holding a sign that's kind of a kickoff to their website, which is connecting local music organizations to the community and each other. The $600 is based on $300 for sound and $184 for UP details, and the rest was kind of just in case anything happens. So we are recommending to allocate the sound and the UP details. Does anyone hear from Found Sound?
Is there any other discussion about Found Sound? All right. Anything else, Kelly? Seeing nothing, no other discussion, we will move into voting. All in favor of allocating $468 from Quarter 4 to Found Sound, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. All right, and thank you so much, Kelly. And in our audience, we have Mia, who is here from Grants, and she was instrumental, of course, in coming to all of these recommendations. And her and the rest of the Grants committee have been really great for the past years. Thanks, Mia. And anything else? No. Great. All right, we're going to move into the Finance Committee. And so, Andrew, would you like to report?
The finance committee has nothing to report this day.
Great. Thanks, Andrew. We will now move into life. So we're going to go to the Organizational Committee report, and Harrison isn't here. So is someone from the Organizational Committee like to report on what's going on? Sam?
From what I know, we've taken care, we've allocated all the space, allocated all the costs that come to us, we're able to work with and allocate space. We passed on what we had, like McKenna for security, but that's as far as I know in regards to organization.
Okay, there's a second agenda item. This might be a joke agenda item that I got from Harrison called workout regimen. Do you know anything about that?
Doris, I'm afraid I don't know anything about that.
Okay, cool.
I'm not aware of what Harrison is thinking, but
Okay, in the future we'll try
I
to refrain
apologize.
from, I don't know if that's a joke or if that's serious, but if it's a joke, I would strongly encourage all members of editing this document, all members that have the privilege to edit this document to take it pretty seriously and not put agenda items on the agenda. All right, let's move on. Thank you so much for your report, Sam. I'm excited to see how those office space allocations go. So let's move in to Judiciary Committee, and I will hand it over to Andrew.
Could you please report on the these totals for
Sure. All right, as of now, I'm just going to go down the list and I'm going to read you your points for this semester. Lisa, 0. Ali, 1.5, Harrison 1, Sam 0, Hannah 0, Ivy 0, Dulara 0.5, Ola 0.5, Johan 0, Andrew Shushu 0, Kelly 0.5, Rachel 0.5, Margaret 1, Ryan 0, Shaylin 0, Andrew Young 0, Emily 0, Ellen 0, Sierra 2, Devin 0.5, Mark 0, Ali Canino 1, Andy 0, and Joseph 0.
And so,
If you have any questions, just come email me after or call me.
so Andrew, can you elaborate on what our policies are as far as attendance?
According to the bylaws of the student council constitution, if any member has more than 6 total points of absences or more than 4 from general council meetings, then they will be up for impeachment.
And if a member misses a committee meeting, how much is that?
Committee meeting is half a point. A full meeting is a full point unless you alert the secretary that it would be early or coming late.
Great. Are there any questions about this policy? We're just sort of running through because it's the end of the year, just to give everyone an idea of where they stand now. And no one seems to be even close to in jeopardy of violating our absence policy, which is awesome. Thanks, guys, for your consistency. But are there any questions about the system? Because I know that we have some new members. No? Yeah, Joseph.
There are no points given when you're at total. You've noticed that, right?
Does happen. I'd also like to point out that being impeached doesn't necessarily mean you get kicked out. You get impeached, you get a week for current offense. You'll be appointed as a district member to advocate for you. Maybe it'll come up during the next council meeting, and then there will be a vote to take 3/4 of the vote to get to the next council. And that's that.
But no one is close to that. There was a little bit of confusion about that earlier in the week, but that's all taken care of, and we're back on point, and you all are doing fabulously well, so thank you. Anything else, Andrew?
Oh.
Great. All right. We are going to move into the operations report, into internal business. So for me, I just have 2 points. The first is that we'd like to first of all thank CCN for filming us. But just to give you all an update, I recently was contacted by Zach about CCN, and unfortunately they had some troubles with Channel 13, which means that our meetings have not been, I know, it's pretty serious, Laura. They have not been showing for the last week.
Not you.
Yes, thank you, Andrew. But they are, they're going to be on YouTube, and hopefully Channel 13 will be back up and running soon. And we are going to post the YouTube on Facebook and do some publicity. And if you'd like to watch yourself or me or anyone else on this council, please feel free to avidly scour the YouTube and find all of our meetings. Yes, David?
Just as a side note, we ordered a new computer, which will be used for Channel 13, so we're in the process of getting it fixed.
Do you want to say your full name for council?
Yes, for student council, my name is David Nathaniel Robinson.
Thank you, David Nathaniel.
Hey, there's another Dave Robinson on campus, I gotta clarify.
No, I'm glad that you did. And so, do you have any ideas to the time frame?
I can't say as I do. We ordered it recently, and I will be working with the people who make it get back up on the channel. So, my guesstimate is within the next 2 weeks, probably, at the latest. Though, you never know.
Okay. I think it's probably safe to assume that we will not be on Channel 13 for the rest of the school year, considering we have one more meeting, unfortunately. But hopefully, this is a new, exciting way to gain some viewers from YouTube. So we're going to look at this as a positive, and please tell all your friends, even perhaps your parents. I know that my mother is quite excited about this. So alert everyone. All right, moving on. My second point is that I have a meeting with Sean Sullivan, who's the athletics director. I know that many of you talked about your interest achieve a more, what's the word I'm looking for? Amicable relationship with athletics and our club sports. And so if you are one of those people, please contact me after the meeting, and I can certainly relay some of your initial concerns to Sean Sullivan. The way we're looking at this meeting is this will be sort of a broad introduction to, for me, to the athletics department, and then we're going to move into a more specific discussion of how club sports work within the athletics field in subsequent meetings. But I'd be happy to talk to anyone that is in that realm or is interested in those topics after the meeting. So just find me. And that's all I have to report. So Allie is not here. She is in Kenya, and thus, for some reason, isn't able to Skype into meetings for this week because of being in Kenya. But we wish her well, and she says hi. And so, Ryan, we're going to move into your report.
So following last week's initiatives, I was going to talk to the media groups. So this Friday, I have a meeting with Ashley Planned and Gwen Walsh. Gwen is graduating this year, but she's sticking around for fifth year and is going to start for 5, so she's going to get that meeting. And we're going to talk about what they can do for more serious online presence. And so that should be a good meeting, and I'll certainly let you guys know how that goes next week. And then also I just want to remind Andrew and Department Kelly that we're going to talk very briefly after tonight about SEF breakdowns. And if anyone else wants to get involved in that, then just meet up with us after.
Great. Right. We're now going to move into the Senate report, which, if anyone is looking at the agenda, it's strangely indented. And I apologize for not just indented.
Nothing much. I'm just meeting with Dean Durgren and Zaleski this Friday to talk about the Rainbow Initiative. For those who are new, it's just a quick, to let you guys know, I've been working on this since last semester, and we're trying to get the steps of the UC painted rainbow, but I've talked to many people and they're not very supportive, so I'm going to talk to Dean Durgren and Zaleski to ask them about possible ways to go about doing this, but not using the UC stairs. So if anyone wants to come with me this Friday, are you in? Oh, yeah.
No, I don't want to. I was not on. Okay, sorry.
So, Rachel?
What about the steps down into the garage? This is the problem.
Yeah, I can definitely.
Yes.
I can definitely talk to them. That's why I'm meeting them, so they can give me ideas and I can
think about it.
Yeah, think about it. But yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Andy, thank you.
I'd like to talk to you about getting involved in this.
Okay, thank you. That was good, thanks, Andy.
I'm serious, I want to help out. I think it's a good idea.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, thank you, Andy, for your support. And Hannah, do you have anything else to Awesome. All right, so that's the end of our internal, or our operations report, and we're going to be moving into the election committee report. Rachel.
Okay, so this week we had 2 interviews. We appointed someone or we elected someone to the Major Events Committee, which is really big, the chair position there. That was great. And also, I would like to move to recommend for approval Corey Coos for judiciary, who's here and sitting in judiciary already. So I would like to move to.
Andrew, is there a vote on that?
No, is it fine? He's just in? Cool, so we put him there.
There's a vote, and we also have to read the thing.
Okay. So there's a motion on the table to approve the appointment of Corey Coos to judiciary. Is there a second? Second by Margaret. Questions to the wording? Discussion? Rachel?
Yeah, he's great. He used to be actually the judiciary chair, so when he came in for his interview, I mean, he has a ton of experience.
Corey, would you like to say anything?
It's good to be back. You're all awesome. I don't know what I do, but we will. I have not known each other, so awesome.
right, cool. So let's vote on that. All in favor of appointing Corey Cruz to judiciary, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? All abstain? Great. Motion passes. So now I will read you the oath of office. And I'm just going to pause and then you're going to say your name. So say your name.
Corey Cruz.
Do you solemnly affirm that I will faithfully ensure the integrity of the Constitution and bylaws of the Clark Undergraduate Student Council? I will discharge and perform all the duties incumbent on me as a member of the Judiciary Committee under the Constitution and bylaws of the Clark Undergraduate Student Council without bias to any person or organization. Yay! So congratulations, Corey. You are now officially a part of our judiciary again. Thanks, Andrew, for your lovely notebook. Rachel.
Right, so Alex Maximowitz is who we put in as Major Events Committee Chair, and we have one appointment for next week for sexual violence, affirmative action and sexual respect.
And do we need to vote in, or do we need to vote on the appointment of Alex?
No, because it was with, I don't think it was for SLP. Yeah, it was through SLP. We just, for the NEC chair, we don't need to vote on that, right? We just appointed it. I mean, we just like.
We didn't vote on screening chair.
Yeah.
Because Katie said he
It's the same thing.
Eddie, did you have a comment?
Can you spell that?
Sure. His name is Alex. His full name's Alexander, but he goes by Alex. MAKSYMOWICZ.
All right, we're just going to take a brief pause.
Yeah, I mean.
Feel free to think of elevator music.
Yeah, it says here that the campus programming board appoints the chair. So that would be you and we would be appointed.
What does it say?
It says the campus programming board appoints the chair. It's the same as free day. So I'm assuming that that's probably like you do it when you do it.
What are you looking at?
Just the application. Where it says the application.
Okay, I think because there's ambiguity, I'll come back to you until judiciary has figured it out. So we'll bring it up in new business.
We figured it out.
Oh, never mind. Okay, great. So there's a motion on the table to appoint Alex Maximowitz to NEC chair. Is there a second? Second by Andy. Questions for wording? Discussion? Rachel?
He came in. He sounded great. Katie Buckner was there as well during the interview. He was our only applicant. So,
great.
But he sounded great anyway. We weren't going to take anyone.
Great. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, we'll move into voting. All in favor of appointing Alex to NEC chair, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Thank you so much. And sorry about the ambiguity, all those watching on YouTube. And anyone who's who has money.
And we should probably fix the application with the application blocker.
All right.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mike. All right, so now we're going to move into communications committee report and Shaylin.
All right, so we've got a bit of a presentation for you today. It's a little thing. So need to sort of set it up. Do I just, yes.
To speak about a bit of his design, and if you guys would like to sort of comment, this is a mock-up of the first page. We're here to listen.
So the first idea I had for the Clark website was to try to use more colors.
Speak up.
The first thing I wanted to do with the website was use more Clark colors. So as you can see, there's a lot of red. And then I looked on the internet because I didn't think that we had a second color, but apparently it's a gray. So I had like a gradient of gray as the background, as like the overall background. You can barely see it, but that's going to be there. The text up there below the picture, that is really what you have as like your mission statement somewhat. hoping to condense that a bit for the new website, condense a lot of the text, because I feel that users feel bombarded by all the text. I plan on changing the language of it. The menu bar should be easier to navigate, like menus and sub-menus, and I hope that will cause more traffic to the site. Hopefully I can get a picture of this council all together for the homepage instead of the Clark front, because I think we all know what Clark looks like, but no one really knows what student council looks like.
Do you have an overall sort of vision or overall game plan about what you think is sort of lacking in our current website and what you would like to change in this new iteration?
I think the organization is lacking. It's very hard to navigate and find things. For instance, if you want to find student resources, that's something that I've personally tried to find. There's only one link on the website, and it's not in the menu. It's not in the menu at the top. It's just a little icon that I could easily mistake as a picture. So that's one of the main things that I want to change, along with the color scheme. I feel like the color scheme right now isn't reflective of the Clark Student Council.
Are there any other questions from any other members, or is there any, I mean, this is, I guess, really the best opportunity you're going to have to sort of impact the overall web design process. And this is sort of Communication Committee's new initiative to really start to change our image in a very positive and meaningful way. And so if there's any sort of wish list that you have as far as design ideas, this would probably be the best time to communicate those. So, Andy?
Yeah, I just want to say when we spoke with Zach this morning in this interview, we discussed bringing in kind of looking at things page by page for our current website, and also kind of sitting together and brainstorming. So we'll have a series of meetings to talk about things that he wants to do, things that we want to see. So it's definitely something to, if you have something you'd like to see, like we talked about this morning, we talked about a search, putting a search bar in. So those types of things we talked about doing, and so this is definitely the time to get involved. That's going to be really good to work with.
Sounds great, Andy. And I really appreciate that you are asking everyone to be involved in this process. Kelly?
I really like what you're saying about not being able to navigate the website right now, and one main thing that I think of as grants to be chair is being able to find special budget requests. I think I get emails like every other week about how to find special budget requests, and I think it's tough to get to on the website right now.
Yeah, that's something I saw a lot as a treasurer, even with people asking me how do I apply for not only a grants request but also a PCF request. And those are under the organizational committee and grants committee right now, and I don't think that that's super effective.
Okay, I'll see what I can do with that.
Anyone else? I think these are all really constructive feedback ideas.
I'd like to throw it out that if you can't think of anything right now and easily reach, I can give you guys my email if you want. It's zherman, H-E-R-M-A-N, @clarku.edu. And I'm usually really quick at responding, so feel free to do that.
I also want everyone to know this was a scanned copy of a picture, so it doesn't quite do it justice. It was, I mean, it's nice now, but it looks a lot prettier when you actually look at it instead of a scanned picture.
And I like that the menu bar had the color of like the item that the mouse is currently over is different than the other ones, so you're able to distinguish where you are and other things like that.
Right. This is just an aesthetic thing, but would it be possible for you to make the CUSC logo sort of stand on its own as opposed to having a white background?
Well, I didn't make that icon. That is the one that you currently have. I can try, but the quality of the picture that I used from the website isn't very good.
Do you have any, I mean, because I know I personally tried to use the logo and getting rid of that white background is and sort of a pet peeve of mine as well. But maybe, I don't know who you would start talking to about possibly finding out how to do that, but I would appreciate if you could attempt to figure that out as well.
Okay.
Andrew?
Marketing and Communications has a page on the CARC website of CARC photos. So they would be the ones you talk to if you want a different.
What was that?
Marketing and Communications.
I don't think that we would want a different one. I think that we would. Oh, that they have originals and everything.
They do have originals.
Cool. Okay, so.
They used to be available on their page and website.
Yeah, there you just have to be staff for faculty to access them. So if you need our logos, stuff, I don't know, we'll get together.
Great. Sounds good. Any other discussion about the website? No. All right. Well, I really appreciate everything Communications has done to sort of make this happen. And I'm excited to see what the website is going to look like come September. And is that the timeline you're currently thinking about? Okay, cool. So our first session of next year, we'll be interested to see what this looks like. And thank you so much for going through the trouble of getting this presentation all set up. Great. Is there anything else for Communications Committee that you'd like to talk about? That would be it. Awesome. All right. Then we're going to move into unfinished business. And there currently isn't any, so we're going to move into new business. And Andrew Shushu has emailed me about a new idea, and he is going to present it to council now.
Okay, so I was talking to some of my constituents this week, and one of the things that they wanted to see changed on campus was that they wanted to see more bike racks, like in the dorms and like around the like on campus in general. And we figured that it might be, a more eco-friendly way to approach transportation on campus, and it might, cut down on gas that Escort would have to pay for. And we also thought it would help promote a healthier lifestyle. So that's something I would want to take up for the rest of this year, and I won't know if anybody else wanted to help me on that.
So, you talked about this being an alternative to Escort in your email. Do you want to talk about that first?
Just as a possibility, I'm not sure how, I don't want to, take out the entire Escort system. It does a lot of good stuff, but it's not what I'm doing at all, but I just want to have, that option out there, more eco-friendly, not, waste a bunch of gas, just, get across campus.
I think one of the significant impacts on this policy is really more of a security issue. That's the reason why people smoke in the night and so forth. But still, there's going to be an impact on the less and which we'd like to check to see.
Do you know how many people use bikes right now and don't have a place to put the racks? Or is it a question, do you think that if you put more racks, more people will use bikes and bring them from home? Or because it seems like you have to have both bikes and bike rack size.
Yeah, it was in my hall specifically, there's not enough room with the racks that we have for people who have bikes. But I think it's just in campus on general scale, that would be the second option for
Andy?
there's at least 2 houses that don't have bike racks at all. They sort of in the basement, which is horribly because they're down the stairs. So I think we could have bike racks in the houses at least.
Yeah, that sounds like it makes sense. Joseph?
I actually know most students on campus that go to the bike in the room as well because they don't have a disability. I think it's also a good idea to know that if you take Escort during the day and then biking could be a great alternative. So.
I think also that there needs to be publicity about this to make sure that students going home know that they can bring their bikes to campus and that there will be a better alternative for them, assuming that this is gets off the ground and goes well. Andrew?
I'm off the meal plan on campus Escorts, how we get to Bryce Trumper, and without that running during the day, I was cars.
I don't think that no one was talking about getting rid of this, right? Because I would face the same horrible alternatives if that were the case. Anyone else? I think I saw a hand. No? I don't know. Sam?
I think it's kind of on a similar track of bikes. I've used bike share an awful lot. I think I bumped into you while riding a bike share bike.
Physically? Or?
I saw you while I was on a bike share bike.
Understood.
And I know I've seen the charts, and I know I'm not the only one. There's a few people who use the bike share programs. And I know that there's more bike racks that would help encourage. But also, this is a separate thing, but if the bike share program, the bikes, the communal sort of improved a little bit, you got also encourage bike use and in turn help bike, correlating.
Right. So a great contact for you and anyone else that is interested in working on this would be Jordan Stein. I believe he's the treasurer of Cycles of Change. I'm not sure who the president is. I've only really worked with treasurers in the past. He's pretty. I think he might also. Never mind. He's a treasurer. But get in contact with him. He's great. Anyone else comments about this? And is there anyone that would be willing to help Andrew out in this? Andy? Andrew squared plus Joseph? Anyone else? Awesome. Thanks so much for looking into this, and I think it's a great idea. And hopefully one that will save us some carbon emissions. Even if you wanted to talk to, oh my goodness, I'm blanking. Sustainability coordinator, Jenny Eisler, thank you. If you wanted to talk to her, I'm sure she would be incredibly interested in helping you, maybe even thinking a few dollars your way. Good idea. Great. So is there any other new business? Sam?
Harrison replied, I texted Harrison in regards of the physical regimen.
Yes.
I'm not going to quote it word for word, but what he said it was in light of kind of a healthy mind as well as a healthy body. He was thinking of the organization committee will start working out together to boost unity. That I'm quoting that somewhere, but and so that was something that he thinks it's just an idea of bringing our particular committee together, like to be physically strong as well as be mentally strong. and he also, in addition, he also said apologies for not being able to come to the meeting.
I would encourage all committees to start working out. Because I think that the stronger we are physically, the more able we'll be able to tackle these new initiatives in a very physical manner. So completely support that initiative. We'll all be buff by the time we get back here.
While we're on the topic of going to the gym, it came to my, I was gymming yesterday and I thought that it would be good to have monitors screen our meetings because seniors and juniors go to the gym and they don't really come on campus, so when they're running, they can see our faces and they know who we are. So we talked about that really good. So we'll be screening the meetings on the screens. When you run, you can watch us, and when you lift weights, you can meet us. So it'll be good.
Is there anyone that would be interested in sort of spearheading a new advertising campaign that would take place in the gym? If not, I have a meeting with Sean Sullivan tomorrow, and I'll talk to him about it. But is there anyone specifically interested in this initiative? If not, that's fine. Okay, I'll just talk to him. But I think that if you're curious or interested about it, talk to me, and I'll give you the details, or talk to Hannah, because it was her idea. They're really proud to spend that. And we'll confer. Kelly?
I just have a logistical question about taking down the link to special budget requests by tomorrow, since next week is our last council meeting. How do we go?
done by tomorrow? Or done now? No.
Any other, well, I guess we'll move away from new business then and into last words. Are there any other last words? Kelly?
Tomorrow, if you like Panera or Flats or Starbucks coffee.
And who doesn't?
You all do. There's a coffee house round 2 by One Campus Challenge in the Grind at 8 o'clock. All free, and it's really good.
Thank you, Kelly. Anyone else? Andy?
I just wanted to, I don't know if last week when I talked about the initiative that I'm doing to work on changing and revise the PLS program, I talked to a couple members afterwards, and I think I misspoke. When I was throwing it out there, I wanted to see if there was any, when I said I wanted to know if there was any support from anyone else, I was looking to see if there was kind of like an ideological support for it, not necessarily like groundwork help, because we're really trying to get as much impact behind this as we can. So if I'm able to go, if Heather and I are able to go to the different academic departments that we've looked at already, and the professors that we've already talked to, and we can say, you know, a majority of student council is behind this initiative as well, then that's something that that gives us more credence in our cause. So that's.
Student council can officially endorse a petition, and in order to do that, there's a pretty specific procedure. Andrew, do you want to do that?
The first procedure involves submitting the text of the letter that you want to have endorsed to Lisa, and then she will create an ad hoc committee of council members that will deliberate on it and make a recommendation to council.
And so, if you want to email me some sort of text,
Okay, that works.
I can solicit members at any, I guess through email, because I don't want to preemptively do it before I officially get it. Johan?
Yeah, Andrew, when you bring the initiative, I really like the whole power relations aspect of it. My only issue was with the language perspective, where what I thought was you wanted to try and downgrade it in the sense that, you know, it's a bit of an obstacle, so we're going to bypass it. My concern for it was for liberal arts education and the way the world is going right now. A lot of colleges put emphasis on the language, you know. So despite it being difficult, you know, it's one of those things if you get rid of, it will somewhat downgrade the quality of the liberal arts education. So that was the only concern.
Andy, I'm sure you'll want to consider that later on. And if anyone has any sort of concerns like that, we can talk about when we're voting on whether or not to endorse the petition. But that seems like a concern that you might want to just talk to Andy about as well, perhaps after the meeting. Anyone else? Is that all, Andy?
Yeah, that's
cool. And I'll be vague.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah, no problem. Anyone else? Margaret?
I move to adjourn.
There's a motion on the table to adjourn the meeting. Is there a second?